Good morning, students. So, today we are going to start with a chapter of physics from your NCERT book for the science subject. The chapter is motion. So, if we talk about this motion, so first we should understand that what actually we say when do we say is motion or what is motion? Motion is related to objects or things, okay, and we say that any object is in motion if its position, okay, if its position changes with time. Suppose if we talk about the example, how I can explain you is, suppose if we talk about a car, okay, if we talk about a car, okay, and at instant of time, suppose I say at 10 o'clock 10 a.m. the car is standing at point A, okay, and after some time, like wise I say that after I say 2 minutes, okay, at time 2 minutes of change of 2 minutes it is at B, and similarly at again after a change of 5 minutes its position is changed to somewhere at position C, okay. So the car is moving, the car is not at a same place, car is not at a same place, it is moving, it has changed its position from A to B, and then it has changed its position from B to C. So in this case we say that the car is in motion, okay. So in such a case we say that a car is in motion. Likewise, the term that is one more used with it is rest. Objects in this chapter, when you will go through a number of numericals or a number of concepts, when you will be studying over there, the statements will be like this: a car standing at rest, a car at motion. So rest means when its position, okay, when its position does not changes with time, okay, when its position does not changes with time we say that the object is in rest, okay. Like same, if we talk about the example of this car, if we take the example of this car and I want to explain you the concept of rest, so we will say that it was at 10 a.m. at position A. When it is now 10:05, again it is at position A. When it is at 10:10, again it is at position A. So its position has not changed. The position, the point is at A only. So in such a case, we will say that the car is in rest. So such type of things we say that the car is in rest. Okay, so the motion can be of different types. Different types of motion you have already studied in the lower classes, okay. So today over here now in this you are not having the types of motion, but a simple I will give you a in short. In types of motion you are going to study over there, what is there in your chapter is motion along a straight line, okay. So what is there is motion along a straight line. In motion along a straight line, like if I say that the car, if again we take the example of a car, okay, so it was at position A, now it is moving, like its position has changed at 10:05, it is at B, its position has changed at 10:10, it is now at C, but we observe that the car is moving in a straight line. So such a case we say that the motion is along a straight line. It can be a circular motion also, okay. How circular motion? Circular motion is the motion in which the objects go round in a circular way, okay. The objects go round in a circular way, so that is called circular motion, okay. The example of circular motion is merry-go-round, the Ferris wheel that we have seen in the fairs, okay. So that is called circular motion. Now similarly, after this, the concept one more that I am going to explain you is about the distance and displacement, okay. Distance and displacement. In this distance and displacement, Now, what normally we, before that I would like to tell you that what normally in our daily life we have seen that the roads are not straight, roads are moving somewhere. Okay, again we have to turn around, again we have to take some other path. So the, if it talk about such type of, in this it is not a motion along a straight line. Okay, so motion along a straight line is was different that I have explained you earlier. With this concept of motion, two more things that I'm going to explain you is uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Okay, so uniform motion and non-uniform motion. What is that in uniform motion? Uniform motion and non-uniform motion. If we talk about this uniform motion and non-uniform motion, again take the example of a car. Okay, this car at 10 o'clock, this car at 10 o'clock was at point A. Okay, now this car at 10:05 is at point B. This car now again at 10:10 is at point C. Okay, so now let us assume, let us see what do we see from here, that at 10 o'clock how much change is there now? Of 5 minutes. Again how much change is there now? Again of 5 minutes. And if we talk about the difference in the distance between these points A, B and C, let us suppose that the distance between this was 10 kilometer. Similarly, in this way the distance between point B to C was also 10 kilometer. So what do we see? We observe that equal distance covered in equal interval of time. When this case is there, when the equal distance is covered in equal intervals of time, we say that it is a uniform motion. Okay, we say that it is a case of uniform motion when the position of the object, okay, when the position of object, we can also define it as when the position of object changes continuously. Okay, when the position of object changes continuously with time, it is called a uniform motion. Okay, and if we talk about the non-uniform motion, in non-uniform motion, let us take again example of a car. Okay, a car at 10 o'clock was at point A. Suppose at 10:10 it is at point B. At 10:20 it is at point C. But we see that maybe the time interval is same of 10 minutes, but if we talk about the distance from A to B was 15 kilometer, and if we talk about from B to C it was of 10 kilometer. So what do we see? We see that equal distance has not been covered in equal time. Okay, the equal distance has not been covered. Okay, so this is what the example of the normal roads. Okay, normal roads or normal ways. Why? Because in the normal roads, somewhere when there is no traffic, we can travel at a great speed. Okay, and when there is a lot of traffic, okay, we have to go very slow. So that is the case of non-uniform motion. Okay, why? Because you do not go at a particular speed, at a fixed speed. In uniform motion there is a fixed. Okay, so this is the case of non-uniform motion. Okay, when the position of object does not changes continuously with time, the change in time is going on, but the change in the position of the object is not continuous. From, suppose you can say that from A to B it was very fast change. Why? Because less traffic. Okay, and if we talk about from B to C, okay, it's like this was the case A to B, it moved fast, but if in case of B to C it moved slow. Why? Because of more traffic. So this is the case, this is the case of non-uniform motion. Okay, that's all for today. You will go through your book and read the chapter.